Welcome to Los Angeles and This Week in Comedy. This is a very special night. It's a very special episode because it's going to be Valentine's Day. It's our Valentine's Day episode. It's our Valentine's extravaganza. And I am so excited because I'm filled with love. And we're going to be doing a lot about relationships. When you think about love, you think about relationships. You think about Valentine's Day. If you're me, you think about the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. You think that Cupid rhymes with stupid. But that's neither here nor there. I believe in love, and I have to tell you that I'm in love with you. No, that I have to. I have to just tell you that I am so privileged to be living in a country. No, it's so great to live in a country, I want to say, where you're free, where you have the right to vote, where anything is possible and every human life means something. And that country is Egypt. Congratulations. Let's learn from the people in Egypt who actually went out to change their government. But that's what, we're going to tie that into Valentine's Day somehow. On the show tonight, very excited to have Dave Horwitz and Marisa Pinson, and they are the writers of a blog called Dealbreaker and a book by the same title, Dealbreaker, and it's all about relationships and the deal breakers that go along with relationships, with love relationships. So it's perfect timing. Julie Mitchell is here with the Julie Mitchell Effect. Stay tuned. Fasten your seatbelts. It's an emotional roller coaster. Here we go.
So we have an anonymous question. I have a question concerning making a move. In the context of being on a date, when a guy does not make a move, is it more probably because he's nervous or more probably because he does not want to make a move, as in does not want physical contact?
The two extremes of not making a move at the end of a date is one, extreme nervousness. The date went so well that the guy's just nervous. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't want to blow it. What if she doesn't like him as much as he already likes her? The second is that he's not into it. He's not into it. He's not into you. He thinks you have a stink face, and that's honestly that sucks for you, but it might be the case. And here's how you distinguish the two. Mm-hmm. Scenario number one: extreme nervousness due to a date going really well. Yeah, I just wanted to thank you for taking me to that Mongolian barbecue. I was like, Mongolian barbecue, what? But
yeah, I'm glad you liked it.
It was really, really good.
Yeah. You are president of the Clean Plate Club.
Had a really good time.
Yeah, me too.
Seriously. So maybe we could hang out again, or?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd love that.
Cool. Very awesome town.
Very awesome town.
I'm gonna get up early in the old morning.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, I'll see you later then.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye. So you see that? That date went really well. That character wanted to kiss that character so bad. And he will, the next time. The next time it's a guarantee. Or else he blew it. What's the limit?
3 dates.
If you don't kiss within 3 dates, the girls are hitting the road.
Because it's true that either he doesn't like you or he's a pussy. You don't want to be going out with a guy who's either of those things.
Or he's got like a lady on the side, or he's like getting out of a relationship, or he's in between things, or he's been damaged or hurt.
Girl.
Here's the
girl.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a clip from Dave Horwitz, Marisa Pinson. That is Deal Breakers. And everybody can relate to that because here we are, Valentine's Day, and you go through, on every Valentine's Day, I go through my love checklist, and it's about things that we love. And for me, I guess I could say that I love nature. I love Nicolas Cage and Honeymoon in Vegas. I love very specific things. I love to watch the light on the water, on the ocean. I love a croissant, an Italian brioche, which if you've ever had it in North Beach in San Francisco, it's amazing. I love a nice cup of coffee. I love a nice New Orleans cup of coffee. I love chicory. It's a lot of things that people love. I think the thing about Valentine's Day, though, specifically, is I remember that there was this one girl, I think the first person that I ever loved that I was aware of was in like first grade. And I remember that I waited the entire year, the school year, because I was one of those people who was too much in his head, even as a little kid. I was voted most likely to be depressed. And by my first grade class, and I waited the whole year to ask this girl out. Now she was a brownie. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's like a campfire girl, but it's a junior campfire girl. I don't know why they call them brownies. They're nuts. I don't know what it is. But so so there was this girl, Patty was her name, and I waited the whole year, and I swear I did this. A very romantic first grader. I wrote a Roses Are Red, Violets Are Blue poem, and I wrapped a Hershey's chocolate bar in it, and I left it out on the counter, and I lived in Boston, and it was like June, and it was unseasonably warm. And I wrapped it in the paper, and I took it. It was actually perfume stationery. If you've ever had perfume and chocolate, you know that it's an unbeatable combination if you're a transvestite. Anyway, so I took this to school, and I gave it to her, and she opened it up, and it looked like someone had smeared a bodily fluid, which comes from an area that you don't want to talk about. And so it was like roses are red, violets are violets are wah. And so that was so she couldn't read it, she didn't like it, she threw it in the trash. And that summer, I saw a therapist for the first time. So anyway, that's love. You see, the thing about love is we think that it's in someone else. It's not in you. It's in someone else. And the reason for relationships is so that you can have that feeling. I think you can have it anytime you want. I think all you have to do is dial 1-800-LOVE. Now, I think that people, it's been a practice of learning to care for oneself. Now I'll tell you, my daughter, who is sick tonight, actually, Shayna, get better. Take care. It's gonna be fine. You got a little fever, but everything's gonna be fine. My daughter, we went out to eat. She went to this restaurant, and there was like a plastic, like a mannequin outside, and he was dressed like a chef. And she actually went up to the, how kids are. She went up and she said, "I want to hug him." And she goes up and she hugs the plastic chef. And, that's love. You don't want anything from anything. You just want to love people. I am somebody, if I see you in public, I might just, I'm the Leo Buscaglia of laughter. I might come up and hug you. I think we should have see, rather than Valentine's Day, it should be called a day of hugging. And people should actually connect with each other in that manner. I will tell you that I used to date quite a bit before I was married, and on dates, I used to talk about Dutch treats. It was a long time ago. But people that I would go out with, they weren't familiar with the Dutch treat process. So what I would do is I would drop little hints. I would wear a windmill hat and clogs. I would carry a basket of tulips. I would have pictures of Amsterdam. Everything was symbolic with me. The other thing is I could never figure out when people were unavailable. That they weren't emotionally available. I remember there was this one woman that I went out with, and she kept sending me faxes. She didn't even want to talk to me. And the faxes were from unavailable. But I couldn't figure out what it was. Hello. And I could never tell the signs that somebody wanted to break up with me, I went out with this woman once. I remember we were dating for months. I was very smitten by her, and she gave me for our 6-month anniversary a cuckoo clock. And every hour on the hour, a bird would fly out of it dressed like her and say, "Are you blind? It's over. Cuckoo," and then go right back in. And I didn't see it. I didn't get it. So I go all the way. I invest emotionally. I also have got to tell you, in college, you know, you go through your whole Rolodex, your Rolodex of loves and stories. In college, I went to Syracuse University. There was a girl there named Cindy. I don't know where she is today, but I had this thing for this girl, Cindy, and it was the whole semester. And again, it was just like Patty, with like waiting and too long and not risking and being afraid. And by the time I went to ask her to this event, a guy from the football team was already dating her. So I waited too long, but my roommate went over there and told her how much she had hurt me, which was amazing. He was also on the football team. His name was Tony Triano. He had 6 pairs of underwear, all with the words "Home of the Whopper" written on the crotch. I'm not making it up. Absolute truth. And so he went to bat for me. And then finally, in high school, my God, there was a girl who I just, you know, I mean, we dated a little bit, and then she went out with another guy, and my buddies tried to cheer me up. They took me to the movie theater, and they took me to see Grease, which tells you how long ago it was. I mean, I'm not talking about the musical, I'm talking about actual Grease. They took me to the theater, and my buddy was like sort of a hothead. He was like a 265-pound guy, and Steve Harrison. He took me out and he sat me in the theater. He said, "Eddie, I'm going to cheer you up. You got to get cheered. You got to be cheered up. You got to get cheered up." So we're watching the movie. He lights up a cigarette in the movie theater. Okay, lights up a cigarette. The usher comes in, and he says, "There's no smoking here." And Steve says, I'd like to see you tell me to try to put it out. I'd like to see you take it from me." So he gets into a fight with the guy, and then we have no movie and we get kicked out of the theater. So there's a theme here, there's a rhythm to it. But now it's going to be Valentine's Day, and I think that I finally learned a few things. Never, ever leave the house. Okay, so welcome to This Week in Comedy. We have Marisa and Dave coming up, who've written a fabulous book, Dealbreakers. They're going to tell us how to avoid the pitfalls of love relationships. But when you talk about a love relationship, you really should be talking about one person who's filled with love. And that is the fabulous Julie Mitchell, and something we like to call the Julie Mitchell effect. Julie. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thanks, Ed. I'm welcome to be here.
You are welcome.
Yeah.
You're always welcome.
Yeah.
You're a very loving human being.
I try to be.
Valentine's Day, a big day for you?
My husband doesn't love Valentine's Day because he thinks it's a holiday of the man. But our anniversary of dating is a couple days after Valentine's Day, so we celebrate that.
Now, how will you celebrate Valentine's Day this year with your husband?
Well, I have 2 auditions and a class I teach.
How will you celebrate the day after Valentine's Day with your husband?
Probably recovering from the day before.
Okay. And then your actual anniversary will be a
Yeah.
special day.
It'll be good. Actually, my husband's making me dinner on Valentine's. He's a pretty great guy, even though I make a lot of fun of him, but he's pretty great.
How do you guys, what do you think is the key to your relationship, to your happiness? Because obviously you guys got married, you're happy.
Oh,
you're in a happy
I'm glad you
relationship.
asked me, actually, because I think Pinocchio, the story of Pinocchio is pretty much the key to a relationship. I'm going to write a book, and it's going to be called Everything I Ever Needed to Know Ever About Relationships I Learned from Pinocchio. And also it's appropriate because I was in Pinocchio. When I was in the 4th grade, I played Pinocchio. My mom cut my hair real short.
I'm glad she didn't cut your nose. Well, you were in Pinocchio. Okay, so you have some things that I have a feeling that you're a person who has made a study of love, of Valentine's Day. And you have something. I see you've got a pad. I know that there are things on the pad.
These are things I learned from Pinocchio.
Okay.
But these are true, Ed. No one wants to hang out with Jiminy Cricket.
Well, you got a point there.
Because when I was younger and dated, I used to think that I had to tell a guy every time he made a mistake. But nobody wants to be around that.
Yeah, people don't really enjoy that so much on a first date, I wouldn't think.
No.
Pinocchio.
No one wants to date Pinocchio because nobody wants to be your puppeteer. You got to figure things out for yourself. I don't want to move your elbows for you.
I know what you're saying. And also, nobody wants to be around someone who's not truthful.
That's true.
But
That's true. Because when you lie, I can see it on your face.
Yes, absolutely true. Pinocchio, I'm on a 7-second delay, by the way, over here. Tonight,
Okay.
I figured out something about myself. I'm good 7 seconds behind.
Okay.
So it's like a grenade. Everything is like good, and then boom, everything's good.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So I will expect you to laugh at this in 7 seconds.
Yes.
When you wish upon a star, it makes no difference who you are.
I beg to differ. I think
Really?
it does make a difference who you are. I think if you're Walt Disney, you're very powerful, and it makes a big difference. I think if you're a Jew, it's not so good if you're working with Walt Disney. No, no, I agree. When you wish upon a star, we're all the same. We're all connected in the same way.
Yeah.
We're all one.
How about this one? Temptation turns you into a jackass. Remember in Pinocchio when the boys come get him and he literally turns into a jackass?
Yes, and you know what? That really taught me a lesson
I'm glad.
that I
me too.
used later in life. Yes, it's true. No, it's true. Pinocchio, there's something in this story for everyone.
It's true.
Yeah.
If you're lonely, just build something to love.
Or order something through the mail.
That's true.
Okay.
I do like those mail order brides.
Okay.
Never trust a fox.
I think it's never trust Fox. No, I kid you. You're a great network.
Either way. And then here's the last one. When you venture out on your own, bad things happen, but then you can come home the real person that you want to be.
Yes! 7 seconds. Absolutely. You can come home the real person that you want to be, which is really the moral of Pinocchio.
Yeah, so I'll expect my book next week because it's really just those few things I just talked about the end.
Well, you know what? I will publish it because I am a publisher.
Whoa! Hey! Oh, Ed, you got me.
Julie, you're amazing. I'm wishing you a very happy Valentine's Day. I'm going to see you back here next week, and I want to find out how it goes.
Okay, I'll let you know. And I'm pretty sure that Allie and Georgia are just outside waiting for you.
Thanks, Julie Mitchell. Always funny, the Julie Mitchell effect, every week right here on This Week in Comedy. But right now, I'm very excited to keep it going. What am I, a club comic in 1947? I'm very excited to have with us our regulars, friends of the show, Allie Ward and Georgia Hardstark. They have an amazing show called Drinks with Allie and Georgia. And you are, just for people who don't know, because mostly everybody knows, comedic drink mixologists.
Sure. Yeah,
We'll
sure.
take it.
All right.
In a way.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
We're at least two of those words.
Okay, good.
We don't know which ones.
All right, good. We can mash them around. We can mix them up.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to have you here because when I think of Valentine's Day, you better believe it.
Think of drinking heavily.
Well, I do.
Right, yeah.
Right.
I do, to wipe away the shame, the tears. You know, Valentine's Day,
that's
St.
what- yeah.
Valentine's Day Massacre.
So you want to bring it down a little bit.
No, but I want to bring it up now because you guys, there's no, look at you, look at them, take a look at them.
Oh, look at you.
Look at you.
They're actual friends, and you guys do this thing. They're not acting. You guys do this, but like, tell us what goes into the research for this drink.
Oh.
Mostly we think about what we'd want to eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
Yeah. We think, what do we want to eat that we can convert into liquid that also has alcohol in it?
Yeah.
It's super healthy. It's mentally,
Yeah.
physically, it's as healthy as
You're
you can get.
nourishing yourself. You're
Yeah.
thinking about nutrition and nourishment.
Yeah.
It's a good way to get rid of diabetes. I
Awesome
think.
way
Yeah.
to stave off diabetes.
Right.
But so for this one, the Daily Beast asked us to make them some Valentine's Day cocktails.
Oh, yeah.
So we're like, all right, well, we started brainstorming because we already have a Valentine's Day cocktail we did for our food too thing, but we wanted some new ones. So we came up with two, and then we realized that they're kind of representative of Georgia and I a little bit too much.
There's too much
That's okay.
information. You're revealing too much. Okay,
Yeah.
but that's good. That's good.
One is a really sweet, chocolatey, yummy, like celebratory kind of cocktail for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And the other one's called the Stiff and Bitter.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta guess.
I'm supposed to guess? I'm not
go right ahead.
Listen, everybody has that in them. Everybody has all of it
yeah,
together.
I've had that cocktail for many years.
Yeah, everyone's emotionally dichotomous, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Absolute,
right?
good word.
Thank you.
I've had the Life Out of Balance. I call it the Koyana Squatzy. It's a drink. It was a movie. It was a film. It's about life out of balance.
What year is that from?
You and your
1947.
obscure references. Your
I
obscure
swallowed a
references.
reference manual from 1947.
can
48, no good.
hear it.
49, no good. 50, no good. All right. So this Valentine's Day, for you, what does it mean, and how does it relate to this drink?
Well, it means toasting to love, or it means numbing the pain of loneliness. It depends on where you're at in your life. It's a little bittersweet in some parts.
Yeah, because even if you want to ignore it, like, you can't, like, people are, do you want to go have a drink and yell about it, or do you want to celebrate? Like, pick one.
Yeah, I actually love Valentine's Day. I do jest, but it's like my favorite holiday, and I always celebrate it like by telling my friends and family and my relatives, like my widowed
you gave
aunts.
me a card last year.
Yeah,
I
I send Valentines out. Like I have like widowed aunts that'll have no one, and I send them a Valentine, and I just say thanks, you're awesome. So I actually do love Valentine's. So
It's excellent.
we joke a little bit about it, the stiff and the bitter.
You're
Not-
opening your heart on Valentine's Day. You're not closing it up.
You're
Yeah.
it's bloody, take it.
All right.
But
All
the
right.
first one we made is I love this one too. It's so
really
good.
good. We made, it's Frangelico, like hazelnut liqueur.
Love Frangelico.
Yeah.
Spiced rum and Irish cream.
Yeah, but it's caramel Irish cream, so it's like it's
Yeah.
kind of like a nutty caramel, spicy, sweet bonbon. And then we garnish it with food because we are gluttons that way.
We
so
made you a Krasnick
we
size
made you
Oh,
a tiny
thank you
baby
very
one.
much.
Yeah,
You-
just a sipping one.
You had me at Frangelico, by the way. I like the sweet stuff. I
know.
really do.
Here,
too.
that's
Oh.
a sweet
That's
one.
just a tiny
Bless
one. So
you.
this is to
Bless
love and
love?
companionship
Thank you.
and not dying alone.
Yeah, not having your cats eat your
Those
face.
three in a row.
Yeah, yeah.
Peace
Try.
and happiness.
Cheers.
Look
So this
on.
is this one. See, that's like love in a glass.
This
That's
is
so
like
good.
the most decadent thing I've ever had in my life.
I know,
And I
right?
love it.
It tastes like a bonbon.
And it's got a little kick to it, doesn't
Yep,
it?
little kick, and then you just
It's from the spiced rum.
Yeah.
That the cake is happening.
Son of a bitch.
I know,
Opens your
right?
sinuses
It's got a
right
little
up.
kick to it.
Right? So that's that. And then the other one we made, if you're not in the
guys
mood
are
for
amazing.
sweet comfort, is this stiff and bitter. And it's actually really good. It's
is.
Here's the deal. And this is a great drink to drink when you're in your bed alone on Valentine's night and you're going to go to sleep for as long as you can, 12, 13 hours, hypothetically. So it is chamomile tea, and which is grassy and calming. And then this is a honey bourbon, which is so good. And then we put, oh wait, we forgot the bitters though.
No, we put the bitters in the glass.
Okay, so this is bitters, just a dash.
Bitters.
A little dash
Hello,
of
my
bitters.
old friend.
Hello.
Let's know what
Hello.
happened last Valentine's Day. Here, put some bitters in that.
Okay. Last Valentine's Day, we all went out, a bunch of singletons, Georgia included, myself included, and Georgia proclaimed, "Friends are the new boyfriend," with such
I was like, fuck, dude.
Resolve.
Oh, can I say those words?
You can say
Probably
anything you want on this channel.
I'm not. I'm done dating.
yeah, with such she was.
We were drinking champagne, walking to the bar.
walking to a bar, and then
Our favorite
I
bar.
twittered it, "Friends with the new boyfriend."
Yeah.
I was like, right, and like a minute later,
I see this guy across the bar, and I hit on him.
And you went up and you said what?
I said, "Can I have a cigarette?"
Classic.
True.
Classic.
I don't smoke, but I was like, he's attractive. How can
and by cigarette she meant a soulmate, and he
Yeah.
was like, "Here's one of both," and then
Yeah.
it was love
And we like
and
chit
angels.
chatted, and it went really well. And I gave him my
Yep.
phone number, and we're engaged now.
And today you're engaged.
We're
You see what I'm
engaged.
talking about? It happens.
To love.
I don't know why I'm yelling at you, but it happens.
This is the stiff and bitter. So
Bless
to
you.
Viewers like when you point your finger aggressively at them.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing to you, but I'll tell you that love is out there.
yeah. So drink up, jerk.
Drink up
off.
to, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the mantra.
So, but this is to all those people that maybe don't want to go out on Valentine's night, and they're like, "I got a TiVo full of crap I'm gonna watch. I got 10
Portlandia.
cats."
I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna watch Portlandia.
Yeah, and this is get out of the house.
You been watching that?
I'm not watching it, but I might move there.
Portland?
I don't know, but I like it. But
You gotta get a nose ring.
I have one,
Yeah.
and it's inside. This is. I have to tell you that I'm a proclaimer of self-love. I think that there needs to be a day that's just for self-love, and I'm going to talk more about that to my therapist at our regular time. I'm not going to bother you with it, but
Maybe we
Allie?
should turn Veterans Day into self.
Into
Just
self-love?
forget about who celebrates Veterans
Well,
Day.
you can love them and love yourself and put on a uniform.
I think important you can self-love in public, and it's not even a misdemeanor. Anything goes up there,
I'm
right?
moving to Portlandia. Woo!
Cheers.
All right.
Well, enjoy this one. This one's so tasty. We
guys.
have we actually gave this out to some of your guests outside the studio.
My guests are drinking out of a promotional size whiskey bottle right
Yeah.
now. Somebody tried to take their pants off over their head. There's no question that things are bad and good in a bad way. Thank you so much. Tell these people on this camera where they can find you. Tell them all about you.
You can find another Valentine's Day cocktail as well as a ton more at food2.com/drinks.
Or AllieandGeorgia.com.
ALIE and Georgia.
Or at any number of dive bars on the east side on
Find us
Valentine's
there.
night.
Crying.
Georgia will be in a hotel room in Solvang with her fiance. I will be probably at the Roost.
We're not into head trips. We're not into games. We're in room 212 at the Radisson.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, you guys are great. And there's going to be an announcement coming up. I'll tell you, in future shows, you're going to hear a big announcement about Allie and Georgia, because they're going to be enormous.
Is one of us pregnant?
Big show,
Oh.
big show. Like a soap opera. All right,
one of us is
stick around, stay with us. Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks for
Happy
having us.
Valentine's
Happy
Day.
Valentine's Day.
Love to all of you, and love is in the air. Love is everywhere. I'm done. You know, I tell you, I'm just here, and I'm talking with Dave Horwitz and Marisa Pinson.
Perfect.
Okay, and you know what we were talking about? We were talking about the Arnold Palmer drink, because I was saying that I look like Arnold Palmer's great-grandson. And Marisa said to me, we should only hope that we can give something back to the world. As great
Delicious as
as
iced
the-
tea lemonade.
But you have done it.
No.
No.
You can
No.
almost.
No, I beg to differ with you, and I look at you when I say it. This is a book that I wish I had when I was dating, because I could have learned something, I could have laughed, and this is called Dealbreaker, and you got to take me right to your relationship.
We started out, we met at a comedy theater in LA.
The Upright Citizens Brigade Theater.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were spending a lot of time together. I'd say borderline flirtatious.
Borderline.
What does that mean? Tell me.
I'd say I put it straight over the borderline if we want to talk about Madonna.
Okay. I would like to talk about Madonna.
Let's talk
but
about it.
she's way over the border.
Very sinewy.
Well,
It
that's
is.
what we
Big.
we basically wanted to start this blog, which is what the book is based on, because it was a way for us to hang out with each other. So we would stay up really late, kind of picking at each other and doing this joke where one of us would say something and the other one would be like, "Oh, that's a deal breaker."
Oh, God.
So it's almost a convenient way to kind of skirt the romantic
Yeah.
involvement with each other.
I would definitely recommend, if you have a crush on someone, get a book deal with them. Because that's a very convenient way to be force them to hang out with you.
Oh
and
my
also,
God.
shorthand for like having a level of comfort with someone is just pick away at them from the very beginning, and if they can take it, then you can then that paves the way for maybe actually liking them instead of hating them.
Well, you're breaking down all that stuff that people never talk about, that they hold inside, and that then distances other people. So that's all of that stuff is out now. Is there anything that you guys haven't talked about with each other in terms of?
Man, I don't know. We ran the gamut, really, writing this book, because the blog had so much content, and then we had to probably have twice as much as that when we came to writing it. So we were getting in the nitty-gritty corners of each other's brain to come up with.
Her exes, she knows about my exes.
Yeah.
Right.
I know. Yeah, is there anything?
No.
Probably nothing.
Everything's out there.
Everything's out.
Yeah.
Everything's
Okay.
out.
Okay.
There's a
now-
lot on the table.
Okay, so you're writing this book, and some of it is based on your own dating with each other.
Yeah, well,
little
yeah,
bit.
that's how it started. I mean, we personally, between us, we haven't been on nearly enough dates to fill any book.
Right.
So that was the initial inspiration for it. I don't know if many of them specifically are about. I don't think any of them are about either of us.
No, I didn't write anybody.
No.
What?
No. We still have to work with each other.
Yeah,
so
that's
keep it
Fantastic. What is it that? Why should people have deal breakers?
because it's good to be picky, and there's a lot more excuses and reasons and ways that you can be picky now. The book is dedicated, if I'm saying this from memory correctly, it's dedicated to our parents, because if they were as picky as we were, we'd have never been born. Which is completely true, because way back when, in the early 80s, late 70s, in the past, fewer excuses to sort of ditch out on someone because values were different. She always brings up, if he has a good job, what's wrong with, that was sort of
That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
I remember, the 70s you're talking about. I mean, I'm wearing bell bottoms. I have an afro. I'm a Jew. Let's get married.
But I don't know.
That was me.
Everybody's on cocaine. It's hazy.
Right.
It's hard to remember.
Hey, everybody's on cocaine. Let's get married.
I don't think that people were less picky back then. I think they just weren't empowered to be picky. I think people still had as many reasons to not like someone. They would just be like, oh, I just didn't really feel any chemistry. It just didn't work out. They didn't know that they could specifically label that it was this weird way he ate and it was slurpy, or like some dumb way he was dressed or something like that. We're empowering you to not date people because there's nothing wrong with you. They're the problem.
I totally agree. I think everybody out there is the problem. And I think you know who you are. And just
We're
turn
great.
it off.
We're
Just
great.
Shut it down.
That's why we stress so hard that the book's not a self-help book,
Right.
because the whole sort of mission statement of the book is there's nothing wrong with you. Here's a book about how literally everything is wrong with everyone else.
Well, that really is true. I mean, in a more I don't know, metaphysical, there is nothing wrong with anybody.
Exactly.
Really.
well,
But
just a collection of molecules.
right, nothing wrong with anybody.
Just a bag of bones and blood and guts. Just slogging
Pretty
through.
much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And a spirit, whatever that's worth.
Well, allegedly.
Allegedly. Now, tell me, what are some of your? Let's start with you, Dave. What are some of your biggest deal breakers?
Well, I'll give you my top two.
Okay.
They're way up at the top, and then the rest are sort of like a little further down. But
Okay.
number one is no sense of humor.
Okay.
Because as someone who makes jokes for a living, and I'm sure you can attest to this, the last thing you ever want to do is explain a joke or explain why you think a joke is funny, because it sucks all the life out of it.
I have that relationship with the audience.
Oh,
No.
it must be complicated.
It's very complicated. I'm
Yeah.
going to do a deal breaker with them. And okay, so humor, I agree. I couldn't agree more. Is that true for you as
Yeah,
well?
oh, definitely.
A big thing.
Yeah, I think that's the number one thing. And it's kind of amorphous. It's like not something you can label. I mean, I think it's more important than someone needs to be funny. I think it's just like having an appreciation to just humor.
Well,
life.
one of the first when we first met, one of the first sort of running jokes that we had that is still in effect, but at the time it was just every time we saw each other, we would sort of add to this mental list of reactions that someone, usually a female, would have to a joke you would make. You remember this. So basically, it would just be. We'll just set up. I'll just give you the tail end of a joke, and then you react. So this is basically a way to pinpoint a kind of girl for me that I would never want to date again. So let's say I'm on a first date and I'm finishing a story and I'm saying, so the waiter actually found my wallet and he gave it to my ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
It sends shivers down your here. Now, okay, you do one to me.
And I told him, I can't eat lobster. I'm a mermaid.
You're weird.
Oh, God, I'm so sick.
You're
You
really
can feel
weird.
just the air being sucked out of
I'm
the
having
room.
flashbacks.
Like,
I'm so
uncomfortable.
I can't go on. I can't
just
go on.
said that, and I'm uncomfortable about the fake person I just conjured up.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Woody Allen scene with the lobster in the
Exactly.
refrigerator.
The second time he does it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. You said that there was a that's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, so we have that, and in terms of your own dating lives, how has this process of writing the book and doing all that has it helped you in your dating lives? I mean, are you more clear about what you're looking for, and why don't you tell us what you are looking for?
Number one, I'm looking for someone who is super interested in dating me. That's like probably on the number one on my list.
And by the way, that really that is the absolute truth.
It narrows it down really
Yeah.
like a lot.
There was a woman.
Don't waste your time.
Carol
on anything
Siskind. She was a great comic, and she had a great joke, and it really told the truth. She said, "I just broke up with my boyfriend, and we both had one thing in common. We both loved him and hated me."
Oh.
That
Carol.
That's true.
is the greatest
everybody.
joke, because people are looking for it in the other person and not with themselves. I can feel good if I'm with you. but
And you know
not
what?
with
Somebody
you.
loves Carol. That guy didn't love Carol, but
Somebody
Well, she's amazing.
will.
of course.
She's amazing. But now, but now, so okay, so that's number one. That's a big thing to learn. And what about you?
Well, I was single when I started writing the book, and then I fell in love.
Yes.
So I am currently with someone. I think mostly what I learned, kind of what I discovered through writing this, it started out as just like a joke, and when you're single and kind of cynical, I kind of made the discovery that these things, while they're funny, they don't really matter. It's not a reason to not date someone or be happy with them, because the little idiosyncrasies, they're not going to bother you if you have real chemistry there.
Right.
So you're not going to even notice the funny way someone talks or walks or dances or something like that. It all just becomes so adorable.
But if you can communicate about it,
Exactly.
like you said, everything is out on the table. You have a language, you can talk about it. So nothing is a wall. There's no wall.
I mean, the reason that a lot of the entries in the book are superficial, at least in the beginning part of the book, is because it's set up in chronological order from the first time you even see someone across a bar,
right,
to the first date, to the morning after if it goes really well, to a couple weeks in, a couple months in, and then eventually a breakup. Because along the way, there could be all these things that kind of come in and challenge your interest in someone and say, well, this person wears an ugly pair of magenta Crocs.
Right.
You know, can you look past it? They are wearing Crocs.
Are they
in
ever going to
public.
make it to 3 months in of dating, or are they immediately just vetoed?
Yeah.
You know, I have to tell you, I had a woman that I dated a long time ago. She was amazing in every way. She wore flip-flops.
Bugged you?
I couldn't get past it.
Did you ever say something to her?
No.
So you never got to that
never
point.
got to that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you can get to a point where anything in
It's
this
so
book is
horrible.
negotiable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything is
Oh,
negotiable.
yeah, definitely. Like my current boyfriend, we've been living together for about a year, and he got a pair of turquoise sweatpants.
Ooh, I didn't know this.
And he hasn't taken them off since he got them, like a month ago. And then he's been testing his limits with where he can wear them out. So like it was like the grocery store, and it was like, okay, and then it was like to dinner, and it's the turquoise sweatpants everywhere we go now.
Unless you're a member of Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
You don't need to wear turquoise
Exactly.
sweatpants.
But
he's
it's
only
a
the
part
backup
of him.
basis for Earth, Wind, and
It's
Fire, so.
precious. I can't even complain about it because I'm so smitten.
But
At
you-
a certain
but-
point, though, it becomes a hygiene issue, so you might want to just
I
check.
turquoise
Just check
peeled
it.
them
sweatpants.
off of him and washed them.
My God, he either moves to Arizona or something happens to him.
I will say you can pull it off. It takes a really special kind of person.
Yeah, he's a very confident.
And I think that's when a deal breaker becomes a deal maker. When you can
Yeah.
when you can not only use it to your advantage, but you can make the other person find it endearing.
Okay, so that's next. The next thing is from deal breaker to deal maker.
Exactly. So
Right?
those are the things that someone can do that will void them of all present deal breakers. So, for example, if the next morning you wake up in a guy's house and it's like his apartment's disgusting and you didn't notice it at night, and now it's just like it's filthy and there's Taco Bell all over the place. It's
He's
just
got
like
that
it's
poster
gross.
of the two girls kissing
Yeah,
above
it's
his
just like
bed that you couldn't
it's
see
a gross
'cause it's too
apartment.
dark.
But then
Not
he
above
walks
the bed.
in and he has like a beautiful pancake breakfast for you, and then you're like, I'll give it
This
a
isn't
shot.
so bad.
It's not so bad.
So would you then say, look, the poster, the other thing, you know, it makes me a little crazy, but you're so wonderful that I'm gonna overlook it. Would you bring that stuff
I
out?
don't know if you do.
Or would
It
you
might
just
just be
say, check,
internal.
overlook?
I think it might just be
I
internal.
think for a while. I mean, if you're getting into a big long-term relationship, a big 4-course relationship, eventually you could
Yeah.
probably say something about it. But right off the bat, if the guy just completely eradicates all of your concerns about his disgusting
Yeah.
living habits with a beautiful, what would you say? Would you say pancakes, potentially with some chocolate chips in there,
Yeah.
fresh fruit, let's say some fresh squeezed OJ.
Definitely.
Boom. All of a sudden, I can't even see that bare naked ladies poster.
You know, if
That signed,
that bare naked,
framed bare naked ladies poster.
you can't even see it. All you see is fresh OJ.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, let me do this now. This is something, you know, that we do this like you guys do a lightning round. As a matter of fact, we have a clip. Can we show that?
Sure.
And then we'll come
Sure.
back and we'll do some fast questions.
Sure, show a clip. Question
All right.
2.
Who should initiate the first kiss? The answer, of course, the waiter at the Olive Garden, because that's the person that you're going to be seeing during the date. He's going to be the one with the guidance. He's bringing you your breadsticks. He's bringing you your soup and salad.
He's going to bring your faces together.
Yeah. Oh, do you guys need the check? And also,
Yeah, just put your gross mouths on each
Put
other.
your dumb mouths on each other, you idiots. Question 3, can a divorce be saved? Yes. If you're getting divorced and you feel like you might be reconciling, like maybe your hands touch when you're reaching for the pen while you're signing the papers, just be strong and remember that you broke up with them for a reason. Your marriage sucked. They wouldn't clean up their
Dumb garbage
They're dumb.
pile. They keep leaving that garbage pile in the kitchen.
They brought the boys over for poker night, and they didn't even ask you if you wanted to play. They didn't ask your permission, and then they were like, make me some pierogies.
Figure it out.
Just next question. Where's the best place to meet a potential significant other? Go to a bar, buy a pitcher of beer, drink it by yourself, and then touch someone's butt.
Just try touching butts and then see
Just touch a
what catches.
bunch of people's butts.
Just walk around like single file line, just patting butts. The first one who's interested, just take them to Olive Garden.
Squeeze.
Next question. Do you know how the marriage protocol works? I don't
No.
know what this is.
No.
I would assume that it's like, oh, we're married, so if let's make a list of celebrities, and if you ever meet them, then you can fuck them.
Oh,
and
yeah.
same with me.
Oh, yeah, for me it would be Angelina Jolie.
Oh, okay, mine would be our friend Toby, who's a commercial actor.
Wait, but we know Toby.
But he's an actor. Well, I'm glad that we agree on these rules. Isn't the marriage protocol so fun?
I love it, and I love the scenarios. That's what I think that's my favorite thing is the reenactment of a dating scene. Is there any? Do you have any favorites of like stuff that you've reenacted before, where like you try to illustrate an example of?
I really like. This was kind of our first one we came up with, which was your band.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
I like the idea of
This was
girl.
literally our first ever, when we started the blog in January of 2009.
Yeah.
Our first one ever, the thing that gave us the idea to start the website
Yeah.
was the idea of the singer-songwriter, the sort of a coffee shop open mic musician who
You have a
is-
first date, it goes really well, and you
Yeah.
think you like the guy, and he's like, oh, do you want to come up for a drink? And it's like, yeah, sure, I really like this guy.
Sure, meet me at this bar.
Yeah.
There's going to be some people there. There's probably going to be some live music. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
And then you show up, and he's sitting on a stool
With an
with
acoustic
an acoustic guitar, maybe a headband, maybe a leather armband.
Leather cuff.
Yep.
Because the face that you have to make when somebody's looking at you, gauging a reaction of their playing music, there's no mind-face connection to portray what you're actually feeling.
She does a really good.
Okay, so we'll
face
do
of
it.
make.
Do it.
You can
This is
sing,
the
you
this
can
is
do
the
song.
face. This is the face. This next song is for a pretty special girl. Her name's Marisa, and we just started seeing each other, and she's sitting right there.
Okay.
You're special to me, baby. Ooh, you make me feel real, and I want to tell you, sir, every day of my little life. Oh, your blonde hair. Look, screenshot this face.
Oh, no.
That is the face
Oh,
of
no, what have I done?
the worst acting.
I let this guy touch my boobs.
Let it
Yeah.
touch those boobs.
Yeah. The Sunset Strip. That's happening right now on the
Right
Sunset
now,
Strip.
and all
I bet.
over America.
Oh my God, fantastic. It's tremendous. It's like those awkward, the awkward family photos. It's like the
Yeah.
awkward dating photo
Yeah.
moments that you keep in your mind.
It's that snapshot of the guy who serenaded you from the front row
Yeah.
and just.
But he's sincere. Like, he has no irony about it at all. So
But that's almost
This is a real
worse.
thing for him.
it's real.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And, if there's another scenario that you guys have, like I know that you've done one, I'm trying to think where, wait a minute. No, that's no good. No, not that. Get that out. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. The guy, which you did in the clip earlier, the guy who is nervous to make the first move.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would there be something that would be an absolute deal breaker? Like I've heard people who they don't want to hold hands ever, or they don't want to what about the first move? Can you overcome? What kind of deal breaker with the first move could you?
To me, it's funny because, and this is another kind of semi-recent thing, because we've started to answer advice questions on our blog,
Yeah.
which
by the way, if any of the viewers want to ask us a question, we will answer it.
That you're incredible with the answers.
Just go and just click ask, and anything, nothing is off limits.
We can't guarantee it will be helpful.
I can guarantee that to me it'll be the most perfect thing I've ever said.
Tell them what the blog is. Give them the address of the blog.
What's the camera?
You can go there.
Hi everyone. Go to dealbreaker.tumblr.com. Now, when you go to Tumblr, don't use an E. TUMBLR.com. And you're going to find yourself there. There's a lot of stuff. There's pictures of us. But click on ask and just ask us an anonymous question because we'll answer it. And the thing is that since we started answering these questions, my theory is that a lot of them are younger people, say early college, late high school.
They're still figuring out those like early social interactions. Not like you ever necessarily get great at them, but like that's your first foray into that world.
But you can sort of like adjust to the fact that it's not always going to be perfect because we get dozens of them. I've liked this guy forever. We're really great friends. I don't know what to do. How can I be sure if he likes me? And I've always, anytime that I'm a freshman in college and my boyfriend, or I like this guy and he lives in the other building across from me and I can tell he likes me, my party line is always, it doesn't, just say you're going to kiss him and do it. Just do it. Just try it. Because when you're 18, 19, 17, 20, 22, I mean, I'm 27, I don't really care. Like, you just say, I'm going to kiss you, and you do it, and then that person's like, I don't like that, then that's fine. Then you know for a fact that it's not an option anymore.
Yeah.
But if they like it,
worst case scenario, it goes terribly, and then you have an awesome story to tell on a date, you have an 5 years later when the wounds have healed, and it's like comes off as totally charming and adorable.
You know what? It's a fantastic thing to actually say it.
Yeah.
You just say it, and then you.
This is happening, and you can deal with it one of two ways. You can turn your head,
right,
and that'll be the best indicator. How do I know she's not into it? If she rejects
if you do a lean in and it's just like, whoa, what's over here? Oh, cool, I didn't see that painting.
It's hard. You're like in an old, look at those ceilings.
Cool.
I think it would
Batman?
be, I think it would be very interesting to actually like lay it out. You say, look, here's what's going on. I'm going to kiss you. And here are the kind of options that we can do. You can think of it like earthquake preparedness. Here's what can happen.
That has worked.
No, but I think it's so funny. I think it's such a funny thing to do. I've
drawn up a document that I want you to take a look at.
You disarm the
Definitely.
moment.
Take the pressure of it. And I feel like technology maybe is a little bit of a culprit because I know if I were a kid growing up where most of my interactions with people was like this, I don't think I'd be very good at
it's
breaking
horrible.
the ice like that. I don't think it's going to get any better for people who are like 11 years old now. I mean, you're really in trouble.
It's getting worse. You don't have to show up. You don't have to do
Yeah.
anything. It's just, hey, some kind of code, weird code.
And there's
that people
like
have.
subtext to it, like how many exclamation points you put, if you put a smile. Like there's people read into that, and it's like you spend 30 minutes slaving over the reply to a text message, being like, hey, what's up? What should I say?
Text game. Your text maneuvers are almost as important as your in-person ones because it's so much easier to flake on a situation or to sort of play coy or string someone along or even just be indecisive with technology.
And you call it freeze out.
Well, there's a facet of it that's called the freeze out, which is.
And what is that? Tell us about the freeze out, and then we got two things that I really want to talk to you about.
Well, the freeze out is, and I will say right off the bat that it doesn't work. It is a faulty premise to begin with.
Right.
But the freeze out is when you, in this electronically, so via email, GChat, iChat, Facebook, anything texting, where you say, I'm not going to talk to this person, and that's going to make them want to talk to me, that's existed forever. But with the internet, it's gotten so much crazier. We can say, I'm going to make my GChat status available, and I'm going to say something like, having a great time, getting ready to go out.
Yeah.
And then you look and you say, oh, she's online. I'm just going to
change my Facebook profile picture to one of me in a bikini holding a margarita. He'll know I'm doing just fine without him.
What if I updated my status from my cell phone so they can see the little phone icon and know that I'm not at home, even though I could be, and just updating it sitting at on my couch and say, drinks with the guys, man, I'm wasted because that makes me look super casual. I'm not waiting for her to text
It's
me
like
back.
this image thing that like it's. I mean, did that? I think that's new. Caring
doesn't
about
work.
your.
We went
Your
from
PR.
we went from the Civil War love letter
Yeah, exactly.
to Jon Favreau in Swingers leaving the
Leaving a million
messages on the
answering
answering
machines.
machines to this emoticon thing, whatever
It's
this
terrible.
is. This is non-emoticon.
We're doomed.
All right, I got to ask you. We're gonna do a fast five.
Fast five.
All right, we got a minute. We're going to answer all these questions in
Oh,
a
boy.
minute somehow. Okay, these are
Okay.
We're
really
gonna switch off. All right, we'll figure it out.
All right, the guy. Up to
already.
you.
Ah.
Up to you. I like her, but she has very poor posture. Help.
Get over it.
Get over it.
Shut up, you idiot.
That's not important
You got a
enough.
girl.
Okay.
Deal with
If
it.
she's insecure, if she has poor posture because she's insecure,
Compliment her.
compliment her.
Okay. He's a reasonably good kisser, but very suffocating during sex. What do I do?
Tell him. That's
yeah.
sex. That's your.
Yeah,
That's your comfort
if it's long
zone.
enough that you've been getting down, you should be open about that. Because being coy about stuff like being shy to talk about times when you've been naked with someone, that's a contradiction.
Hey, we only got a minute.
Okay. She's very bad. She's very bad at talking dirty during sex, and it's very important to me. Any advice?
Oh, cover your mouth with your cover her mouth with your hand. Just go. You shut up. You shut up. Just shut the fuck up. and then you're doing the talking.
Okay, good.
That's fine. She likes it. It's
Have
fine.
her
that
learn
okay?
French. Tell her to speak French.
Speak French. Speak a different language.
Yeah.
It's very good.
I
very
like
good.
mine better.
You can say, "Pardon, my friend." His best friend is his ex, and it's driving me insane. What now?
Oh, that's one in the book.
That's
Okay.
That's
terrible.
bad. It hurts. It's weird.
Okay.
It feels weird.
If it was so great with her, why aren't they still together? That's
Yeah.
what I would say if it was that girl.
Okay.
Why don't you talk to her?
Yeah, but you're my ex, sort of.
Yeah, but we're not best friends.
No.
I only
Barely
talk.
friends.
We only talk when we're doing speaking engagements.
This is it. After this, separate ways.
No.
Oh yeah.
You'll play
I
separate
take my
ways
wig
by
off
Journey.
and get in my car.
Peel off the eyebrows.
These cost so much money. These are actually
guys.
tattooed on.
You guys,
Human hair.
that's unbelievable. All right, here's now. All right, I'm going to ask you. This is a very strange question, but I'm going to ask you anyway. What do you remember from your first time?
Oh wow. In general.
Anything that you took away from that, or anything that is anything that sort of, and that's a weird question. I don't ask people like that, but it's one of those questions where it's a very personal question. But if you're open to answering it, I'll answer it too.
Okay. I'll say I remember the first week of freshman year of college. My then girlfriend visited me, and we were given the room. My roommate vacated it so we could kind of play grown up, like, oh, this is our apartment. And I remember a twin mattress, which was as wide as this table, and not this way. It was probably this long and this wide, and squeaky. That they don't change those mattresses in colleges very much. I don't think.
Fantastic.
In dorms.
Fantastic.
There we go.
These things stick with
Oh,
you.
also fireworks and magic.
Magic.
Yeah,
it's always
magic.
magic.
Just
right.
the best.
So
It
it's
still
always
ranks
magic.
as
Yeah,
the
the
best.
first time is always great, isn't it? I think it's a lot of expectation and a little,
And
very
all the
little
payoff.
fulfillment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, it was someone else initiating. Otherwise, I probably still would be a virgin.
You'd still be there. You'd still be on
You
that
were
date.
taken
I would be.
advantage of.
No, I would be. I
tapping
would be.
your
No,
table.
it was a sleepover thing. It was a weird thing. There was I can't explain it, but it
That's
was.
called a green light. A sleepover.
Oh,
is it
yeah.
really?
You're in.
It's a green light.
You get an invite for a
Hey, we're having
sleepover.
the word sleep. Yeah, you're good. You're golden.
good.
Okay. All right. Fantastic to meet you. I'm so thrilled to meet you. This is very funny. It's very funny, but it also does get you thinking about a lot of different things and things that are important.
Thank you so
So
much.
I love it. I love that you've done it, and I wish you all the success with it. Next time you come back, we'll talk about TV shows and all the things that have come
We'll
about.
talk about everything.
All right, we'll talk about everything.
We'll talk about our collaboration with the Black Eyed Peas. We'll talk about
Yeah.
Well, if you'd like, Will I Am will be here too.
Yeah.
Oh!
Great. Perfect.
Will's a
Love
good
Will.
friend.
He's
He's
great.
so sweet.
like
For a
the
P.
Asian
He's a pip for a P. All right, Marisa and Dave. Marisa Pinson.
Perfect.
Pinson.
Pinson.
Fuck. What's wrong with me?
Pinson!
Why am I so
It's
French?
like I'm being scolded. I feel like
You are
you're
not-
scolding me.
You are French originally, though.
Yes.
All right, see? Marisa Pinson
Perfect.
and Dave Horwitz.
Dave Horwitz.
You are the king.
Ed
You are the queen. And you got to read. You got to read Dealbreaker.
You gotta read it.
You got to read.
They
Go on
gotta
the
buy
blog. Go on Amazon.com. Check it out. Check it out. Put
it
on your
out.
Kindle. Don't freeze it out. It's been a very good show. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. I want to tell you that we have guests coming up. We have Jimmy Pardo coming up. We got Todd Glass coming up. We got Dana Gould coming up. We've got Dave Foley coming up. We've got all these great people. This has been a great show. Thanks to Allie Ward, Georgia Hardstark. Thanks to Julie Mitchell, as always. Thanks to Elric Kane for producing. Thanks to Kenny Chen. Thanks to Will for doing sound. And I'm Ed Krasnick. Keep coming back. It works if you work it.